Go to the studio, click on the UiPath Studio. Click on the transactional process. Select. Click on the create. See, a selector is called as an XML code. It contains the attributes. Attribute contains the value. Based on that only, it will be identified the UI element on the screen. What exactly the UI element? Either it may be the text box, radio button, and drop down, okay, checkbox, and each and every one is called as so UI element. So that UI element can be identified by using that selectors. As a human, I will identify that UI element by looking at UI element. Okay. So by saying that, just I can able to find this is the text box, this is a radio button like that. But our bot is not a human. This is the simply software robot. It also must be identified that text box to enter the text and select that radio button and check that checkbox and then select the drop down value from the drop down itself like. So that's why here also see see. So by using that, so selector it can be identified that UI element on the screen. See right now I want to show you what exactly the selector. Click on that open main workflow. Remove this flowchart. Remove this flowchart. Drag and drop. Set as start node. Observe this one. Just I want to open one website. Okay. Click on that e-paper. See, observe this one. See, this is the today's newspaper. Okay, 19th July 2021. Just I'm copying this URL. I'm copying that URL. See, I will take that one activity is called as open browser is the activity, drag and drop. Just I want to open this URL from Chrome itself. Click here, Chrome. Just a minute. See, so I have copied that link and then so I have added that URL in so open browser activity in that URL property. So I have added. So save this one. See, in this website, I want to click on this. This is called as a calendar. Click on this one. In this calendar, this is called as a day. Okay. So actually here it is selecting that. So day from this calendar itself. Once if I click on that, actually by default, here it displayed that 19th July 2021. Click on that first. Observe this one. Right now, 1st July 2021, newspaper displayed. Okay. Right now, click on that file. See, observe this one. So 5th 07/2021, July 2021, newspaper displayed. Okay. Observe this one. See, already just I have opened that website. Just I want to use that maximize window, drag and drop, maximize window, drag and drop, drag and drop. I want to use that click activity. So see, by using the click activity, I want to click on this calendar. So right now, click here, select that calendar, drag and drop another click. See, after clicking on this, See, click here, select the day. Okay. After that, I want to use that one delay activity. I want to see that opening that newspaper. Okay. Delay hours, minutes, 05 seconds. Observe this one. Right now, I want to close this website. Okay. Right now, I want to run this process. Click here, run the file. Open the website. It will click on that calendar. After that, click on that first. Okay. See, right now, my bot. So click on that 1st July. See, 1st July 2021 newspaper only. So picked from that calendar itself. Okay. See, observe this one. In between them, I want to maintain some delays because due to that internet, it may be slow. So that's why I have added 2 more delays. Observe this one. Remove this one. Click here. Run this file. Successfully opened. Successfully click on that calendar. So in that calendar, it will be clicked on that specific what are the day. So just we have selected previously that directly click on that day. So that means again open that 1st 7/2021. Okay. See, if you run this process n number of times, always it will be pick that day one from that calendar itself. That means 1st July only. So it will be pick that one because so it generated that one selector. Okay, observe this one. That is called as a static one. Okay, that is a static selector. Right now, what is selector? A selector is a is an XML code. XML code. It contains attributes, attributes contains attributes contains values. Okay, based on that attributes, it will find the UI element on that screen. Okay, observe this one. I want to show you that selector. See, here by using that first click, I have clicked on that calendar, right? See, just I have clicked on that calendar. Just I have clicked on this calendar. After that, with another click, I have selected that. So 1st July. Okay, I have selected 1st July. So right now, observe this one. That means, so our bot identified that U element. That means number one. So identified from that calendar itself. Okay, observe this. See, this is the second click, right? Here, go to the properties, go to the properties. In this properties, in this property, observe this. If you want to get the selector, click on the target, click on that selector editor. See, here, copy this one. This is called as the selector. Simply Control C, copy. See, observe this one. Already I told. See, a selector is an XML code. It contains attributes. See, this is called as an XML code. It contains that attributes. Okay. See, web control. This is called as parent node. Okay. So that means it is called as the XML tag. Okay. See, it contains that attribute. Attribute is called AA name is called as attribute. Parent ID is called as an attribute. Calendar menu is called as an attribute. Sorry. Parent ID is called as an attribute. Tag is called as an attribute. There are more than one attributes are there. Okay. See, a selector is an XML code. It contains attributes. Attribute contains value. Every attribute, see, AA name contains one, parent ID contains calendar hyphen menu, and then tag equals to A. These are the values. Based on that attribute value, it will find that U element on the screen. Okay. Right now, whatever the selector is there, this is called as a static one. Okay. This is called as a static one. So that means this is the static selector. Okay. Right now, observe this one. This click activity in this selector here, this is called as a static selector. Once if you run your bot n number of times, once if you run your bot n number of times, so every time it will be go and click on that same day. It will click only 1st July from that calendar itself. Okay, 1st July only it will be click from that calendar itself. Observe this one. Based on the requirement, if you want to choose any one of the day from this calendar itself automatically, so your process will be failed because whatever the selector is there previously, that is called as static selector. This is called as a static selector. So that's why. So our process will be failed. That means in case if you try to choose that any one of the other day from this calendar itself, so at that time, so it will be failed because the value is different. Okay, the value is different and position also different. Automatically your bot will be failed. Automatically your bot will be failed. To avoid this one, we have to create that dynamic selectors. Okay, we have to create dynamic selectors. Observe this one. How to create the dynamic selectors. Observe this. So before going to that dynamic selectors, see what are the different kinds of selectors. One is full selector. Another one is partial selector. See, third one is dynamic selector. See, the full selector and partial selector, both are static one. Okay, both are static. Observe this one. I think long back we discussed about that, what exactly the full selector, what exactly the partial selector. Okay, see, in recording techniques, basic and desktop. So, so at the time of discussing these recording techniques, okay, in that basic recording, it will be generated full selector, and then desktop recording, it will be generated partial selector, right? So that only we have discussed. Okay, what exactly the full selector? If you want to find that U element, complete information is required to find that U element. Suppose, just I want to open this school management system, click on this one. See, observe this. See, I want to take one click activity. See, indicate on the screen. I have selected that save button. Okay. So observe this one. Go to the properties. In this properties, go to the selectors. See, observe this one. Here, there are many attributes. Observe this one. See, app, okay, and class, title, and again, a name, class, title, more attributes. That means full selector in the sense. So in full selector, so it will be, that means to identify that view element, so more information is required. So and then every time, so for every each and every activity purpose, it will be create that, so it will be generate that full selector. Okay, complete information is required to find that view element on the screen. Okay, right now I have choose that save button. This time more information is required. Okay, see, I will go to the partial selector. I will show you partial selector. Open browser, sorry, open application. It is a container. Inside that, I want to take one click activity. Oh, sorry, there is no button right now. See, go to the properties. Again, it's showing that full selector. Just I want to remove this one. This is the button, right? See, so in this selector, then the first line completely hides. Okay. The second line was only active. That means there are two lines of selectors are there. So first line is completely it is disabled, but second one is active. See, right now in that means partial selector. So it will be identify that U element with less information. Okay, in partial selector, it will be identify the U element with less information. In full selector, so more information is required. Okay, this is the difference between both full selector and partial selector. Okay, see right now, leave both of them. So right now, observe this one in your web application. Actually, I have selected that day. Okay, see, I have selected that particular day from the calendar. This time, the topmost line already hidden. So it is not active. The second line was only active. Okay, so that means, see here, open browser is a container. Okay, so then in web record, that means, so see in web recording also, it will be generates that partial selector. Okay, so that's why, but this selector is called as a static selector. So that's why if you run n number of times, it will be interacts with that same day from that calendar itself. Okay, finally I want to run it. So click here, run this file. Successfully click on that same day, 1st July 2021. Okay, if you run it n number of times, it will be select that same day. Okay, right now I want to make it dynamic. Okay, so already I told. Okay, we have three types of selectors: full selector, partial selector, and dynamic selector. See, in dynamic selector, that means based on the requirement at the time of runtime. So I want to modify the selector, okay, based on your requirement. See, right now in dynamic selector, so I want to pass that variable as a selector, okay. You can modify selector in different ways, okay. For example, variable as a selector, passing and another one is called as by using wildcards, that is asterisk, so simply that is asterisk comma question mark, okay. See, see, observe this one. Right now, I want to explain you the passing that variable as a selector. See, for example, every time I want to change the day. See, the day is in another row, the value is different, and then see, position is different. This time also, I have to interact with my bot. This time, see, I will show you. So I want to take that one variable. So var day, I will take it at runtime. See, var selector. This is the string type. See, before opening this website, I want to take that input. So right now, drag that input dialog box. Var day. This is the integer type, right? Whatever the input day I have given, based on that, it has to choose that particular day from the calendar itself. Okay. Right now, observe this. See, before interacting this day from that calendar, just I want to take one more assign activity. So I want to take that var selector is the variable. Right now, see, click on that. So click activity, go to their properties. In this properties, I want to select that selector. So copy the selector, Control C, close it. See, first one, static selector. Next one, modified selector. See, observe this. Every time the AA name is changing. That means, so at the time of pick that day from the calendar itself, so it has identified that the value is called as 1. This value and position is changing, right? So this time I want to modify it. So runtime, I'm taking that input value in the day variable. Okay, var day, it is called as an integer type, right? So right now, observe this. See, I want to convert this. I want to convert this selector into string type by using double quotes plus, okay, and then plus double quotes and then double quotes. So here we have a 1 is the value. Remove this one. See, my day is called as integer type, right? Var day dot to string. Integer value I have converted into the string type. So completely this is called as one string. So observe this one. The first one is called as static selector, and then this one is called as modified selector. Actually, I have converted that selector into string type. So right now I will copy this one. I'll copy this one. Right now, see here, I will assign that string to this string variable. Modify selector, I am assigning to this string variable. Simply copy, paste. Okay. no error. See, observe this one. Right now, I will pass this variable as a selector. I will pass this variable to this click activity in that selectors. Okay. Right now, I am passing that variable as a selector. Right now, go to the properties. In this properties, see, click here. If I click on that one, so automatically it will be open that selector editor. Observe this one. This is the selector editor. But if you want to pass that variable at that time, don't open this selector window. Don't open that selector window. Simply, without opening the selector window, so in the selector property, click just click your mouse here and then right now Control A, delete it. So right now I want to pass that variable. Observe this one. Whatever that previous static selector is there, that I removed. Right now I have passed that variable. So see, again I want to click on this one. Right now this editor is called as, right now this editor is called as, right now this editor is called as expression editor. Previously the editor is called as, so selector editor right now. So after passing this variable, so editor changed, right? So click on that OK. Okay, right now I will try to execute. Click here, click on the run file. See, I want to give the day is called as 5. Click on that OK. Successfully open that website. It will be click on that calendar. So my value is different, position is different. Successfully my bot click on the day 5th July 2021. Okay, I want to check it whether it is. See, this is the 5th 5/7/2021. See, this time again I will run it. This time I want to give that day is called as 11th. Right, this time it is the right side corner. So that's why, or else I want to give that 17th. This is the third row, and then in, so in third row, so left side. Okay, so that's why I want to check it whether it is successful interact with that day or not. See, observe this one. Right now, given that, sorry, sir, I thought that to give that 17, but unfortunately given that 11. See, successfully clicked on that 11. Okay, day 11 from that calendar itself. Okay, so do you have any doubt here? Okay, shall I give that one use case?
Okay, sir.
See, observe this one.
Yes, sir.
This is the calendar, right? Just you have to click here. See, based on the requirement, just you have to take that any one of the day, sorry, any one of the date. That means complete date. So 2019, um, February, uh, February 12th. That day newspaper, you have to open it from this calendar itself. Observe this one. See, just you have to see. Actually, in my use case, I have shown you only day only I have taken, but I didn't take that complete date. So right now, I want to use that use cases. So you have to read that input date at runtime. Based on that date, just you have to select any one of the, okay, based on that date, you have to select that particular day newspaper from that calendar itself. This is the use case. Okay.
Hello, sir.
Yes, yes.
In this, we will be giving date, month, and year, both, all
No,
three.
no, complete date.
Okay, sir.
Complete date. See, how can you select that complete date from this calendar itself? This is the click. Okay, no problem. Okay. Here, this is the drop down. This is the drop down, right? So this time your bot must be select that February from this drop down itself. After that, select that year is 2019. After that only click the day from this calendar itself. Okay. See, you people know about that how to separate the day, month, and year from that. So particular date itself. Okay. You know about the date related methods already. Just use that date related methods based on that. So just you have to separate the day, month, and year from that input date. And then after that, just you have to select that month from the drop down. Already you know that if you want to select the drop down, so yes, you have to use that activity is called as select item is the activity. Okay. And so if you want to select that year, again you have to use that another drop down. Okay. Just you have to pass that so year and month, and finally just you have to select the day from that calendar itself. Okay. This is the simple use case. See, if people try to implement that one. Okay. And tomorrow also same. That means selector concept as usual. Tomorrow also it will continue. So selectors will play that major role in process implementation. Okay.